So we have seen that there are two traditions of puppet show. One is that started in Rajasthan and the second one is started in southern regions of India. Now let's understand what exactly is the kathputali or puppetry show. The artists who stage kathputali shows are found in Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Assam, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka and Kerala. So these are the various regions of India wherein kathputali or puppetry show is being displayed, or you find puppetry show in these regions of India. The role of the narrator, known as Sutradara. The narrator in puppetry show is called as Sutradara, and his role is very important in the success of the kathputali or the puppetry show. Which means the success of the puppetry show is dependent on the narrator of the story, who is called as Sutradara. The stage for puppetry show is quite small, but the puppeteers use light and sound effects in an ingenious way. So the stage where kathputali or the puppetry show is displayed is a very small one, but what makes it more effective and is very attractive is the way they use the light and sound effects. Puppeteers are the people who operate puppets, and so they use light and sound effect in a very cleverly way, ingenious way, which means cleverly or in an efficient way. So we have various types of puppetry shows like shadow puppets. Shadow puppets are the puppets are held between the light and a transparent screen, and so you see only the shadow of the puppets moving. Hand puppets. Hand puppets are a type of puppets controlled by hand or hands, or a glove puppets. These puppets are known as gloves and is played on the stage. Wooden puppets. Wooden puppets are images of animals or human figures made of wood, and then they are used with a string or a thread. And sting puppets are puppets used also with a thread or a sting. So these are various types of kathputali shows or puppetry shows. So we have seen that the puppetry show has been existing since the ancient time and is evident from the excavations of archaeological sites of Harappan civilization, Greece, and in India also. These are found from the ancient time. We have two sources of or true traditions of puppetry shows, Rajasthan and southern regions of India, and the person who narrates the story in puppetry show is called as Sutradara, and the person who operates puppets is called as puppeteers. And we have various types of puppet shows like shadow puppets, hand puppets, wooden puppets and string puppets. Now let's go to Dashavatara theatres. Dashavataras means 10 incarnations of Lord Vishnu. Dashavatara is part of folk theatre in Maharashtra. This also we learned in your previous lesson, that is history of arts. So Dashavatara is one of the folk theatre in Maharashtra. Dashavatara shows are represented in the regions of Konkan and Goa after harvest season is over. Mainly you find these Dashavatara shows in Konkan regions of Goa and Maharashtra. These shows are displayed after the harvest season is over. The stories presented in these shows are based on 10 incarnations. The stories or the shows are based on the 10 incarnations or the Shavataras of Lord Vishnu. So there is belief that Lord Vishnu has taken 10 incarnations. They are namely Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parashurama, Ram, Krishna, Buddha and Kalki. These are the 10 incarnations that were taken by the Lord Vishnu. And display of these 10 incarnations are called as the Shavatara theatres. At the beginning of the show, Sutradhara, the narrator, invokes Lord Ganesha, the destroyer of obstacles. So, before beginning or at the beginning of this show, the Sutradhara, who is called narrator, invokes the name of Lord Ganesha. And Lord Ganesha is believed to be the destroyer of obstacles. Why they need to call out Lord Ganesha is for the success of the show. The method of acting, makeup, costumes in the Shavatara shows is set by the tradition. So, the method of acting, the makeup, the costumes they use in the Shavatara is set by the tradition. So, traditionally they had set the style of acting, the style of makeups and the type of costumes they use in the Shavatara. The show is mostly musical, but sometimes there may be a few spontaneous dialogues. The show is accompanied by music, which means there are no much dialogues, but sometimes there used to be spontaneous dialogues. The characters or the actors who act as God or who represent gods use wooden masks. Wooden masks are masks made of wood. Suppose it's a Lord Matsya, so there used to be a mask made like Matsya, and the person or the actor acting as the Lord Matsya uses the wooden mask. The show ends by breaking Dahi Handi. Dahi Handi is an earthen pot of curds. So we saw that at the beginning of the show, the Sutradhara invokes the name of Lord Ganesha, and at the end of the show, they break Dahi Handi, that is earthen pot of curds, and then followed by Aarti, singing praises of God. In the 18th century, Shyamji Naik Kale started a Fad. Fad is a troupe. He started in 18th century. The person who started was Shyamji Naik Kale. And he started a Fad of Dashavatara artists. This troupe consists of artists who display Dashavatara, and they used to perform all over Maharashtra. Vishnu Das Bhave, the pioneer of Marathi theatre, staged mythological plays by introducing some modifications in the Dashavatara style. Later on, a pioneer in Marathi theatre, that is Vishnu Das Bhave, he also staged or he also displayed various mythological plays. And these plays were played after making some modifications in Dashavatara style. So thus the origin of the Marathi theatre can be traced to Dashavatara tradition. So Dashavatara is called as the tradition of Maratha theatre because modern Maratha theatres are based on Dashavatara traditions. The third folk theatre is Bhajan. Bhajan means singing devotional songs. To sing songs in praise of God and chanting God's name accompanied by instruments like tal, cymbals, mridangam, pakwaj is known as bhajan. So what is a bhajan? Bhajan is a singing praise to God or chanting name of a God, and singing praise and chanting name of God is accompanied by instruments. So they use instruments like tal, mridangam, pakwaj. There are two types of bhajans, that is chakri bhajan and songi bhajan. Chakri bhajan and songi bhajan. What is chakri bhajan? In chakri bhajan, devotees keep moving in circular fashion and sing without break. In chakri bhajan, devotees who sing praises to God move in circular fashion and they sing without a break. In songi bhajan, the singer actors act as devotees and deliver dialogues in the form of devotional songs. So in songi bhajan, the singers or the devotees, they deliver dialogues, they speak dialogues related to God, and they are delivered in the form of a devotional songs. Tukdoji Maharaj introduced a new form of bhajan known as Kanjiri bhajan. We have seen there are two types, that is chakri bhajan, songi bhajan, and later on Tukdoji Maharaj introduced a third style of bhajan that is called as Kanjiri bhajan. In North India, the bhajans composed by Saint Tulsidas, the great poet Surdas, Saint Mirabai and Saint Kabir are very popular. In northern part of India, various bhajans were composed by Saint Tulsidas, the great poet Surdas, Saint Mirabai and Saint Kabir, and these are very popular bhajans. In southern parts of Indian region, the bhajans were composed by or composition of Purandhara Das, Kanaka Das, Vijay Das, Bodhendra Guruswami, Tyagaraj, etc. are sung in Karnataka. So these are the two types of bhajans composed by North Indian saints and saints of southern parts of Indian region. In Gujarat, Saint Narasi Mehta gave momentum to the Bhakti movement. In Gujarat, Saint Narasi Mehta, she gave a motion or a momentum, which means a significant part or significant period in a composition of bhajans and kirtans, and this is called as Bhakti movement. In Maharashtra, Saint Namadeva supported the tradition of bhajan kirtan through the tradition of Vadkari sect. Okay, there is a